Hi and welcome to the second of my videos regarding the Jet 3520 lathe that I use. In this video I'm just going to show you a few of the accessories that actually come with the lathe when you buy it, and a few of the accessories which I also use as well, which I bought separately. First of all, I'm going to start off with the lathe centre that comes with the lathe. Believe it or not, normally you get a real cheap nasty lathe centre, or even with some lathes you still get a dead centre. Feast your eyes on that baby. Basically it's a copy of the one-way lathe centre, and to say it comes with the lathe, it's an absolute beauty. The bearings are smooth as silk. It comes with two nose cones. It comes with this one, and then it also comes with a really large one. It basically looks like a funnel. Also, you can, in that hole there, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little rod that comes with the lathe. That rod basically fits into the hole and stops the bearings from rotating. And when you do that, just if you'll bear with me, as you can see, when you do that, that locks the bearings up, and you can then, again, bear with me, it then allows you to screw the nose cone off, and you're left with the same idea as what the one-way lathe centre uses. The ring centre. You can also make accessories out of wood, which will also screw onto the threaded part as well. It's a great lathe centre. To say it comes free with the lathe or as part of the lathe, it's absolutely fantastic piece of kit. I was really surprised when I got the lathe and saw this was included with it. Right, on to the next thing. Where can I put this? Where can I put it? I'll put it on there. Next thing that came with it was, I think I've shown you, the 4-inch faceplate that comes with the lathe. Well, here they supply a spanner for taking it off. Look at this baby. It's huge, well beefy. I think it's cast iron. It weighs a ton. It's an absolute bonzer. Again, comes with the lathe. Can't knock that. Next thing. Again, look at this. Knockout bar. Absolute bonzer. Works a treat. Look at it, all nice and chromed up to help prevent corrosion, which in the UK is a problem. Brass tipped, so it doesn't damage your centres. Brilliant. Really good quality, and it actually works fantastically well. There's very few centres that thing won't knock out, I can tell you that. The drive centre that you get with it, it's acceptable, I suppose. Nothing special, just your mandatory 4-pronged drive centre. I don't generally use them. but it would get you turning. I suppose that's the point of it. On to the next thing, and the next thing is part of what lets this lathe down. It's the only part of this lathe that I have a problem with. Well, not a problem as such. It works, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of a cheapy way of doing it. For the indexing, this bolt screws into these various holes around here, various ones, and you can do indexing, I think up to 48 different positions of indexing, but it's an ad hoc way of doing it. I'm sure they could have come up with a better way of doing it. Right, moving on, as you do. Some of you will have noticed what chuck is on it. It's a one-way Stronghold, probably the best chuck on the market. If you are interested in doing using large pieces of wood, basically don't fool yourselves, buy a Stronghold chuck. They're fantastically well designed, they work perfectly, and these things will let you turn some really big pieces of wood. I mean, this thing, its capacity will let me turn wood way bigger than I could probably mount on the lathe. You know, literally, I don't mean the lathe won't accept it, I mean weight wise, you know, me being able to actually mount it on the lathe by myself. It's a fantastic chuck, smooth as silk. It's been smooth as silk since the day I got it, and it still is. I've got various sets of jaws for it. I've got the standard ones that come with it. I've got the really big ones for, as I say, mounting huge pieces of wood on it. I've got the excuse me, I've got the pin jaws, the small ones, little tiny ones. I've got the accessory drivers that fit into the standard jaws for doing spindle work, which basically, again, I bought them, I don't know why, because I generally use step centres, but these the odd occasion where a 4-prong drive will work better than a step centre. But it's been a fantastic chuck. I do have several chucks, mainly Axminster chucks. I don't know if you can see them down there, all covered up. I don't generally use them now, but they are there in case of emergency. I bought the inserts so they all fit this lathe, so I've got about 3 or 4 different chucks that I can put on the lathe. The Life Centre, as I showed you the one that came with it, I don't generally use that one. The one that I use most is this, and it's made by Robert Sorby, and basically it's a step centre that's a Life Centre. A step centre with bearings pushed up its backside. The bearings are as smooth as silk and it works fantastic. There is just one thing, if you are interested in getting one, get the smallest one. You know, the smallest head capacity here. I bought one that was 7/8, thinking, ooh, the bigger the better, and it turned out the opposite. A small one will hold large wood, it'll also hold small wood, whereas a large one will only hold large wood. It won't hold a tiny little small spindle or whatever. So that is something I did learn, and it cost me 50-60 quid to learn that mistake. The other Life Centre I use as well is one made by Axminster Power Tools. The bearings are not quite as smooth. Well, they are smooth, but they do have a tiny, and I'm talking tiny amount of play in them. It's not quite as smooth as the Sorby or the one that comes with the machine, but it has one big advantage, that it has loads of different fittings you can put different. I mean, at the moment it's got quite a large cone in it. It comes with various ones. I think there's about 6 or 7, maybe 8 different things you can stick in there, and they work really well for different things. But as I say, the main one that I use is the Steb Life Centre. It really does grip onto the wood and does not let go. Tool rests. I generally use, again, the Robert Sorby Modular tool rest system. Not that the one that comes with it is rubbish or anything. It's a really good tool rest. Cast iron, works really well. It's just that it's a little bit too large for the kind of work that I do. I think the one that comes with it is 12 inch. This one I'm using is 9 inch. Just works that little bit better for me. I also use this, I think it's 7 or 8 inch one down here as well. I do have the 16 inch one there as well, which basically sits there and gathers dust. Also, I use a 4 inch one as well, which you can see up there every now and again for small stuff. I think that's about it, really. As I say, thanks for joining me, taking a look round the lathe that I use and some of the accessories. I am going to be making quite a few videos regarding tools and accessories and my thoughts on them, but they'll be coming in the next few weeks. I'll thank you again for joining me. Take care. Bye.